This time it's part 2 of our North Coast 500 adventure, and it's day 1 of the North Coast 500 itself.
So we'll be riding from Inverness to John O'Groats.
So it's day 1 of the North Coast 500.
And what a beautiful morning we woke up to.
Okay, so day 3, and it's the first day of the NC500 proper, isn't it? So, what's today's itinerary, Beth?
Okay, so we're here now,
yeah.
At this little thing here,
Little thing.
Chew.
Yeah.
So we're going to go all along here, take this, and we're doing the coastal road.
Yeah.
And Tain is where we can get petrol.
Yep.
And this is a supermarket, so we can stock up if we need. Then we're going to cross the bridge, Dornoch Firth.
Yeah.
All round. There's Whaligoe Castle that we can look at en route. Loads of nature reserves. But what I'm really interested in is these monuments. And where am I going to do? Right, okay, so all up here, it is 126 miles today, so 30 miles shorter than what we're used to. But when we get here, look,
shorter.
many stains and Whaligoe steps.
Yeah.
And then stop off there to have a quick look, and then we're going all the way and look at Castle Sinclair,
yeah.
which is supposed to be beautiful, all the way to John O'Groats.
Right at the top there.
Yeah, and that's where we're staying.
Yeah. Ignoring Dornoch Head, which is the most northerly point in reality. Yeah.
But we're staying on the coast again.
Yep.
So yeah, that's our stop for tonight.
Cool.
126 miles, and it's all coastal roads.
Cool. Let's get on with it.
Do you know when it comes to it, we can pull a tent as quick as anybody.
You keep telling yourself that.
Whatever.
So after leaving Inverness, we picked up the A9 towards the Black Isle.
But for me, the best part of this early section of the journey is crossing that amazing bridge onto the Black Isle itself. It afforded amazing views either side.
It was absolutely stunning.
We then crossed off the island and ran along the side of the road at the Cromarty Firth, where you can see the Black Isle to our right.
And if you're lucky, you'll catch sight of a dolphin or two. After refuelling in Tain, we crossed the bridge towards Dornoch.
And if anything, I'd say the view from this bridge is even better than the one on the Black Isle. The scenery on this section of the road between Dornoch and Wick is absolutely stunning.
The landscape changes round every corner.
Oh, what corners they are, with long sweeping fast bends and tight hairpins.
I love this section of the road where you're greeted with the occasional glimpse of the ocean.
Time for a break.
You just need a wee, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Well, we're a little siding. Weather's much improved.
Very warm.
Very warm, isn't it? It's very nice today. So we're doing how many miles to...
Those steps.
Yeah, how many miles to the steps?
It's about 30 miles to those steps by the beach.
Yeah.
And then we've probably got about 20, 25 miles left to John O'Groats.
So
We've made some really good time.
yeah, more than halfway today actually. Bike's holding up pretty well.
And just to show there's history all around us, we found this stone poignantly placed where we just happened to pull over.
Yeah, it made me quite sad.
So we're off again down another section of brilliantly twisty roads. After a few hours in the saddle, we were starting to get pretty hungry.
And by chance, we found ourselves at the harbour in Lybster.
And here there's a cafe that has a small museum attached.
Their crab sandwiches were amazing.
The place had a lovely cosy atmosphere. And we were lucky because while we were there, a shower hit and we managed to avoid the whole thing. And we were treated to another piece of perfect Debbie. Watch now while she contemplates whether to drive straight into the sea or to turn right into the car park.
I was debating whether to go onto the harbour wall or into the car park.
Onto the harbour wall, Evil Knievel, were you? I just parked up while you were farting around, to be honest. And so, with bellies full, we headed off to what would be our first planned destination of the journey today. Which is, Deb?
The Whaligoe Steps.
Now that shower that's dropped must have been fairly heavy where we're going, because just down the road and on the way into the Whaligoe steps, the road is a bit damp and we had to flash through a couple of puddles.
Steph, where are we going down to?
Some steps down to the beach.
You've forgot what they're called, haven't you? Hopeless.
Whaligoe. Whaligoe. There we go.
Oh, right, so you can read.
Or
Well done.
Whaligoe.
Whaligoe, yeah. Be careful.
Whaligoe is believed to have gotten its name from a whale that was washed up into the Goe, which is the rocky inlet surrounded by cliffs. The steps are made up of 365 hand-carved stones, which takes you down into the harbour or inlet.
Hand-carved or not, these stones would definitely be categorised as slippery when wet, especially when you're wearing old bike boots.
Bob doesn't want to mess us down. For some reason I can't work them. Almost at the bottom. Eh? There's a winch. Yeah.
Oh, look how clear it is.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, isn't it?
The winch is in fact part of the remains of an old fishing station.
You can see the kelp, that's for sure. I was wrong. Coming up is a lot harder than going down. Still a fair way to go. Are we near the top? Ish.
Halfway. And now it's just a short ride down the road to Castle Sinclair.
Castle Sinclair was originally built in the 14th century, but was redeveloped in the 17th century. Today it stands as a ruin.
That's nice.
The castle is considered to be one of the very earliest seats of the clan Sinclair, and in fact comprises of the ruins of two individual castles, one layered upon the other.
At the foot of the castle is a small inlet, and it has to be the most magical place I have visited.
Wow, look at these. It does look like it's uphill, doesn't it? That's the strangest effect. It's the most bizarre effect I've ever seen, that, and it really does look like it's steeply up bank. It can't be. It does look like it though. So as you stand here, it genuinely looks like the sea is steeply sloped uphill. But I think it has to be because the line of the rocks, the sort of strata of the rocks, is at an angle and your mind assumes that it's horizontal. That's the only explanation I can give. It has to be that. The trick of the eye created by the rocks. But it really does look as if it's very sharply sloped uphill, which obviously is completely impossible.
After leaving the castle, we get back onto the road, and within a short distance we can see Dornoch groats beginning to loom up in the distance.
The campsite is again on the coast and literally a stone's throw from the John O'Groat sign. So after pitching our tent in the dry for a change, there was only one thing to do.
Let's go do the John O'Groats thing then, eh? Land's End now, the marker's bloody got a cordon there, you can't even stand next to it. Hey.
So we settled down for a good night's sleep.
I'm going to need it too, because tomorrow, for the first time in this journey, we are heading west.